Hello. Today I'm starting a new series that we are going to be doing on this channel called Kitchen or Shittin. There's a YouTube channel called Architectural Digest. And they have a series on the channel called Open Door where they go to a bunch of different celebrities' houses and they do a house tour. Now, what is my favourite part of a house? The kitchen. I think if you have a solid kitchen, if you have a nice kitchen, then that's the most important thing. So I thought, why not go through this YouTube series and rate every celebrity's kitchen? Now, I just said every celebrity, that was a mistake. I'm doing 5 this episode, and then I guess the next episode we'll do another 5 and another 5. I think there's like over 100 of these things, right? And I don't even know half the people. So without further ado, let's begin the first ever episode of Kitchen or Shittin. We are going to be starting with the celebrity Walton Goggins. A lot of you may know Walton Goggins from Righteous Gemstones, a show I'm currently in the middle of watching with my father. You may know him from Fallout. He played the ghoul in Fallout. He's been, I can't remember the movie name, but he was in a movie with Samuel Jackson. I actually really like him as an actor. I think he's a very good actor. I think he's funny. A lot of his roles are kind of more comedy roles. So, without further ado, let's have a look at Walton Goggins' kitchen.
Hello, AD. What are you doing here? Just kidding. Welcome to our home.
Come on, Walton. Walton Goggins seems like the type of guy who would have a nice kitchen.
And now I'm going to take you to the kitchen. This is where the cooking happens. And guess what? I do none of it.
He does none of it.
Zero. My wife, she does all of it. She's an incredible...
Right, so what I look for in a kitchen is I look for enough room, but not too much room. So the house I was in before this house, the kitchen was huge. Right, you went into the kitchen and there was like an island, which is like this thing right here. There was like an island. It was pretty much this size actually, maybe a little bit longer. And then it was just a massive open area, and then a few shelves were on the sides. Right, that's what my old kitchen was. It was nice, but there was too much room. Like, it didn't need to be that big. You could freaking do somersaults or cartwheels in that kitchen, right? I know this is the first video of this series, but this is the best kitchen I've ever seen. This is the perfect kitchen for me, you know. It's big enough, you know, you've got enough room. It starts here and it goes round. You've got the island in the middle, and then you've got some stuff for cooking, cleaning, whatever the hell. Which every kitchen does, but this is the perfect layout. I do like having an island. In the house I'm currently in, we don't have an island, but it's not a big deal. I just like having an island. He's got some more kitchen stuff over here, and over here he's got a little dining table with a bench. This is a solid kitchen. Like, it's very roomy. There's a lot of space. You know, there's not too much space, which I just mentioned I don't like, but there is enough space. Like, you can see in these parts, it's thick enough. It's not thin to where you'll have to squeeze past. And it looks clean enough, you know, the black and white. I don't mind black and white. I would have it maybe grey or just white. I wouldn't have black and white usually. But I do like marble. This looks a little bit like marble, unless that's just the reflection. But it looks like there's some black or grey in here. And he's got a gold sink, so that's a bonus too. So, first kitchen of the series, Walton Goggins gets a kitchen. This is a solid kitchen. Now we can move on to another celebrity I know pretty much nothing about. I know she has a famous family. We have Kris Jenner. Now, I just want to point out, some of these videos are quite old. I think this one, how old is this one? Like, this one's 6 years old, but the Walton Goggins one was 2 months old. So, Walton Goggins, I would assume, still lives in that kitchen. Whereas Kris Jenner, I don't know, she's probably in one of her other 20 mansions across the world. By the way, I don't even know what they're famous for. Like, I'm not even kidding. Why are they famous?
Hi guys, I'm Kris Jenner. Come on in.
Alright, I believe this is us moving on.
We're in the kitchen all the time. We pretty much live here. It's the heart of the house. Someone's always cooking in here. And loving to make cookies and snacks for all the grandkids who come by on a regular basis to get a cookie. We have a good time in here.
So like I mentioned before, I do like an island in the middle of a kitchen. I think it just fits in, but I don't like them big. This is a big old kitchen. Like these parts here necessarily where you're actually walking in the kitchen, they're not huge, right? They're a decent size. They might be a little bit big, like too thick, but they're a good size. Just means a few people can squeeze past each other easier enough, which is a good thing. But why the hell are there so many cabinets? What do you need this much space for? And even if we skip forward a little bit, look, you've got more back here. You've got the oven and the cooker, which is fine. Then you've got another oven and a cooker, which looks like more storage. And then it looks like back here there's another little room for even more storage. However, the kitchen itself is nice. The black and white, it is black and white, but they're not colliding with each other. You know, like the kind of worktops and the walls are white, but then the drawers and the cabinets are black, which is fine. Again, if I'm in a kitchen, I prefer it to just be a solid color, just one color all over. But if they are mixing colors, my preferred color is probably white and wood. I think white and wood looks nice in a kitchen. It gives it that kitchen-y cooking feel. Now, one critique I have is the island. What is on the island? What can we spot right here on the island? Ah, a sink. I am a hard believer that an island should either have a cooker on it or nothing. Preferably nothing, because that's where everyone should kind of hang around and talk and whatever, if someone is cooking, for example. So when you have a sink in the middle of it, looks like shit. However, this kitchen is not shit, okay? It's big. You know, too big for me. I'd be happy with it, of course. I mean, Christ, look at the kitchen. But it's slightly too big for me. Walton Goggins, like I said, that was the kind of perfect build for a kitchen, which is a coincidence that that's the first kitchen we talk about ever. But this is a nice kitchen. It's a solid kitchen. I would just shrink the size a little bit, take that sink off the island, get rid of some of the drawers, but the kitchen itself is not shitting. This is our second kitchen. Now we're moving on to a celebrity who I kind of know. His name is Tyrese Gibson. I mainly know him from the Fast and Furious movies. Other than that, I know nothing. But let's go.
All right. You know, it's a mansion, but I'm from South Central, so you open your door and you look to the left and the right. I'm just playing. Now come on in. We are going to come into this room and say hello to my chef. This is Chef Razia.
Hi.
I got some guests coming over later, so I asked her to put together a real big, nice meal. But can you please walk us through all of these beautiful options?
What was that noise? Was that the cameraman sniffing?
So I asked her to put together a real big, nice meal. But can you please walk us through all of these beautiful options?
Cameraman, stop! Some may think this is a cheat code for a kitchen and a ranking like this, a very professional show. I'm telling you right now, this is not a good kitchen to have in your house. I don't think so anyway, okay? Like, obviously, it's a kitchen. Like this is like a kitchen in a restaurant. And he does have a personal chef, which does give him a bonus point because I've never had a personal chef, obviously. I never will have one. I just don't, you know, I can cook. I'm able to cook. But having someone to not only cook for you, but cook better food than you can cook, is, I mean, yeah, it's great. But we're not rating what goes on in the kitchen. We're rating the kitchen. So, everything is metal, okay? Which I don't like. I don't like metal. Like this. I hate this piece of my mic right here because it's metal. Actually, all of this is probably metal. That may be plastic. That's metal. But I'm not a huge fan of this kitchen, especially if it's in a house, because it feels like you're living in a restaurant. It's really weird. It doesn't feel like a comforting home-style kitchen. It looks like a kitchen in a restaurant or a cafe or something. Which I'm sure this kitchen is clean, but for some reason, whenever I do see kitchens like this, I feel like they'd be dirty for some reason. Like I said, they're probably not, but it's just whenever I see this, I get a dirty feel from the kitchen. Now, there are 2 islands in this kitchen, which is too much. You don't need 2 islands. And one of them has a sink. What the hell? Tyrese Gibson, I apologize what I'm about to do to your career, but this is a shittin'. This kitchen is shittin'. Our first shittin' of the series, wow. Moving on, we have Karen Gillan, who... I don't know what to do. She's from Scotland. I was gonna do something. I was gonna do this. Karen Gillan is from Scotland. A lot of you probably know her from Guardians of the Galaxy. She played Nebula, is her name, the blue bald woman.
Hello, AD. Karen Gillan here. Welcome to my home. Come inside.
Okay, hold on. We got a glimpse of the kitchen, and I almost nutted.
I love this kitchen so much. Oh, I love it. I wish that I was a person that cooked more, but I'm in here a lot, just not cooking. We put a new island in. We actually painted the floors as well. The walls are amazing. So these were all just like plain plaster. I don't know what they were made of, but they just looked like, you know, a boring wall.
So we've got the perfect shot of the kitchen here. It's not as good as I thought. Like, it's smaller, right? It is a smaller kitchen. Like, the entire kitchen is filled up by the island in the middle. Once again, I love an island. This is a good size island, you know, it's not huge, it's not tiny. This is a good size island, and it's got a little place for seating. The island I had in my old house, there was no seating, it was just like a box. But it had storage in it. Unless there's storage around this side, you need a little bit of storage in the island, or else it's just a block. But once again, in terms of the kitchen layout and the amount that there is in the kitchen, it's almost perfect. The only slight tweak I would make is making the kitchen a little bit bigger. Like walking around these parts, for example, I'd make them bigger. And it does look a bit like a granny's kitchen, doesn't it? Just like the floor looks like any cartoon kitchen. The red dead flowers, these, whatever the hell these are these her pissy stains, or are these curtains? I don't know. However, it is a nice kitchen. It's very clean. Once again, there's a little bit of marble up here. I do like my marble. And what did I say? If you're ever going to mix colours in a kitchen, make it white and wood. What have we got here? White and wood. Wow. Obviously, there is colour in here, like the flowers and the fruit, and I don't know what that... You should probably get rid of that. That's not nice. But in terms of the kitchen itself, rather than the pieces of food that are in the kitchen, I like this kitchen. This is a very good kitchen. I'm going to give this a kitchen. Now we can move on to our last kitchen of the day, RuPaul's kitchen. A lot of you might know RuPaul from... Shit, what's it called? Drag Queen? Drag Race? Drag Queen's Race? What the hell do you call it? I think it's called Drag Queens. So there's a show called Drag Queens, and RuPaul is a drag queen, which basically means he dresses up as a woman. So, but it's got like a lot of makeup. I didn't mean that.
Now this is our kitchen.
Jesus Christ.
Again, it's very bold. This is a stove that is made by a French company called La Connue. And orange is my favorite color. You're going to see a lot of orange in this house. I love these lighting fixtures right here because they remind me of those underwater scuba gear.
They remind me of ball sacks. Alright, once again, we have a pretty perfect shot of the kitchen here. My eyes sting. This is one of the worst kitchens I've ever seen in my life. I mentioned earlier, I don't mind black and white in a kitchen, but they have to be separate. You have to have maybe the cabinets black and everything else white, or the cabinets white and everything else black. What the fuck is going on with the black cabinets with the white strips on them? And then just to make your stomach feel that much sicker, you've got the orange and gold. And an island with 2 sinks. Now, I'm not gonna lie. When I saw RuPaul done one of these, this is how I imagined his kitchen to look. Very big, some gold in there, very flashy. I don't know why there are 2 ball sacks up here. That's kind of strange. I would just have like... You can have like a hanging chandelier or something, or just lights on the roof. I'm fine with that. But I don't like these. They're weird. But I think the worst part has to be the floor. I mean, Jesus Christ, what is even going on here? It's like an optical illusion when you're looking at it. And it's very big. Like, very big. This is a huge island. There are spaces to sit, though, which is the only kind of positive of this kitchen. But I suppose when you have an island this big, you can have stuff on it. Just not a double sink. Don't double sink her. And there is a lot of room to walk around, which again, 2 people can squeeze past, maybe even 3 in this kitchen. But you don't need that. How often do you have someone cooking dinner, and then someone else walks in and tries to start cooking dinner with them? You know what I mean? RuPaul, your kitchen gets a shitting. And there you have it. My favourite kitchen of the day definitely goes to Walton Goggins. I know that was the first one we saw, but it was just like the perfect kitchen for me. I like the wood, I like the size of the kitchen, the island was nice, it had a little seating area at the back. It was a very nice kitchen, very solid. And I think you can tell the worst kitchen of the day goes to RuPaul. I don't even need to say any more on it. I think if I say the words RuPaul's again, I might throw up. There you go, that was the first episode of Kitchen or Shittin'. We will have more episodes coming out soon with even more celebrities, but I am now out of here to go and just process my own kitchen. Bye bye.